Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Mr.ObviouslyInsane and today we are going to play some Banished. I have a few hours into the game so far. One achievement thus far, Mountain Men. Using a harsh climate and a small mountainous map, maintain a population of 50 people for 20 years. It was a bit of a challenge, so at least now I know I can kind of play the game and see if I can get some of these other ones, which are some pretty lofty goals. But I think what we're going to go for in this video will be the educated. Have a fully educated population with 200 adults for 4 years. That could be interesting. So we are going to go ahead here and start a new game. Randomize the name. Postonsville? Hutchie. Sure, we'll be the town of Hutchie. Give her a couple clicks for just a random map. We'll play in valleys, medium, harsh climate, disasters are on, and the starting conditions will be hard, which means I don't get any seeds to beginning, which is fine. Gatherer's huts are pretty good to have at the beginning, and using those with the hunter's lodge, you should be fine. If you need fish, then, well, fish. But let's get started. First things off, we're going to pause the game here, zoom out, and just take a look around and see. This looks like the main river with a nice body of water down at the bottom there in the south. Some nice mountains, plenty of mines to be made. So shouldn't have too big of an issue if I survive the first year. Because as we all know, surviving the first year is going to be the hard part for anyone that has played the game thus far. They could say that. If you have not played the game, it can be challenging. There are things that you need to build. The order should be relatively specific. You don't have to. You could do it however you like. The key thing is to just not overpopulate too quickly and make sure that you can sustain yourself with food. So with that said, I actually think I'm going to put the Gatherer's Hut right here. It's nice, quick, it's close, there's some good resources involved with that. So we are going to... Why can I never remember where it is? Gatherer's Hut, here we go. Let's put it right there. We'll get the hunting cabin as well. That should be fine. We're going to go ahead and pause these because we don't actually have the resources yet to build those. But we are going to want them very soon and very, very quickly. First things first, let's get a couple menus. Oops, not the map. Although that is quite nice. You can see where you are at any point in time. Except, yeah, you don't really see yourself, so. And the professions. So we have the professions window, which I'm just going to stick over here. The events log underneath. And I'll just leave the other one over there, which is just a general town overview. Until you build the town hall, it you won't get any graphs or anything like that. what we're going to do now is gather up some resources so that we can build our houses and buildings. Because as we see, we need logs and stone for those. And I think I'm going to try to build some stone houses to start. It is a bit loftier. It does take a little more time. It is doable. And it will save you firewood if you don't get a gatherers, or not the gatherers, the forester up right away. Which when you only have 8 working laborers, I think I might get 1 more before the end of the first year. You want to make sure that you're putting them in places that are going to secure the future, not just in resources, which as you can see, we have quite a bit around us. We'll have to be careful because we don't want to cut into our food supply, but we do have the nice opening down here into this little side lake off the river that we can put probably a fishing hut right about here. Maybe even a little higher up, try to get a nice general area of that. So we do have a couple spots that will get us some good stuff. So before I start cutting away here, I'm going to pin might as well. Just pin the hunter's cabin, and then I'm going to basically deforest everything to the opposite side of that. Let's start from this way. So we'll do that. Get all these. We'll collect the stone in the same area. We'll go this way and down. So eventually, I think I'm going to put the forester in here as well. Just lay it out pre-planning. Grab some iron. So I need iron in here a little bit. Alright, so now what we want to do is, because all we have is this tiny little storage cart, it's not going to store very much stuff for very long. And we only have a limited amount of tools and coats, so we will have to get a blacksmith and a tailor up as well, but we're going to need the woodcutter first. Because without the woodcutter, we will not make it through winter if we don't get the stone houses built. And even if we get the stone houses built, they'll be cold anyways, so pointless to even kind of build a house before you get the woodcutter down. Unless you can kind of get them all working at the same time, which I'm going to try to do here, see if it is possible. I'm going to put down stockpile for now. Not a very big one. Actually, what I think I'll do is place a storage barn, and we'll pause it. Yes, I know that's just inside the hunting area, but it will shorten the distance that everyone kind of needs to go. Because I think I might build some of the houses over here and kind of try to expand into this sort of area. I might try to put a herbalist down here with another forester for later on. Just trying to see what the land will give you in the beginning. So I'll put the storage barn there. We'll go with a stockpile right next to it. Actually, you know what? Let's go to this side. That should be plenty. We'll go ahead and speed it up to 10 for now, just until they gather the resources. Then I'm going to probably drop it down to 5, just to make sure that I make it through the first year. So let's make sure we have everything paused, which we do. I did say that I wanted to put that forester down, so let's not forget that. I think we'll kind of put him something like this, I think. And we'll pause it as well. We do have to think eventually about putting some houses in here, but for right now I'm just going to have everything kind of nice and close so that they can do their thing, because they're more efficient if they're closer to basically everything. So they are going hard at work, getting us lots of resources. Just gonna pause it for 1 second here. Need 10. I think it's. I'm trying to remember the numbers from the last time I did it. I know there's no iron required for these, so that's just small amounts of stone and logs. 30, 60, 96, I think that is. Yeah, okay, so 96 logs and 12, 24, 36 stone. Yeah, so the bulk of it will go into these houses. And I think I need 5. So I think I start with 4 families. So I'm going to need quite a bit of stone early, but that should be okay. Like I said, I'm going to want to get the gatherer's hut going first, and I just might go ahead and start that now. It is still spring, so I might wait till summer, but we don't want to wait too long, so that we do make sure that we have a reserve of food for the winter as well. Because there's nothing else for them to do other than just go get stuff. They're pretty quick at doing it. Late spring. I think I'm going to unpause this and just send in 2. We are going to lose some laborers, but I think we'll be okay. And those same 2 builders are going to become the gatherers. The next building you want to build before you do your woodcutter will be your storage barn. And that is because that is where all your food will want to go, because there will not be enough room in the cart for any of that stuff. So now that the foundation is done, our laborers will just go back to being laborers. And I want them to get us some more. I do that every time. Some more trees, please. And some more stone. Thank you. Probably gonna need a little bit of iron, but we'll see once everything is done. think I'm actually, at this point, going to lay out where I want to put my homes. And that won't be too far from here. Do you want to maybe come over here? That kind of encroaches, but be going the other way. You know what? Let's just do something like, so I want the road to be where that is now. So let's go. I put one here. Skip one. And place it so. Let's see. Oh, I'm horrible with math. Okay, you know what? Let's just start on the other side. No, I don't want to cancel. I want to do construction. Town services. No. Woodcutter. Alright. Let's do it this way. And I'm going to start that as soon as the gatherer's hut finishes. Now let's put down the homes. I think I can get away with one. Two. Because that's the road, right? So one and two. I'm gonna go ahead and pause all of those as well, so that they don't start bringing over resources prematurely. Unpause it and let them go back to what they're doing. They should just be about finished. 92, 3, 4. Come on, go whack it up there. 94, there we go. And finished. Let's pause it. For now, we're going to leave the resource limit at 500, or sorry, at 5,000. We shouldn't reach that too soon, but we will be pushing very quickly to get that a lot higher, and very soon. So they will just go back to being laborers, but we are going to weird. I couldn't move for a second. We are going to unpause the woodcutter and let them start doing that as well. Really need them to get that stone. Gonna have to start building the first houses here right away as soon as that log cutter goes in. I don't want to stop the trees, but the trees are slowing things down because they kind of go after that stuff first. I think the stone takes a couple more whacks and hacks than the trees do. Okay, just waiting on the last bit of stone here, and the builders will go to work on that. And then it will be mad rush for everyone to get a home. Which should be okay. We're going to leave the fuel limits. Actually, we're going to drop it. Just because I don't want them cutting up all of our logs into firewood before the houses and the buildings are finished. So we're going to drop it down to 100. And that way, when he finishes, he will just go back to work. Whoops, wrong direction. Let's put one woodcutter in there, and we will start to do the... Oh, is that stockpile full? Apparently it is. So we are going to unpause the houses and let them go. We're going to just go at half until some of that stone gets a little closer or used up. I guess I queued up a little bit more iron than I probably needed, but that's fine because they will work their hearts content. They don't want to freeze, so. Yeah, the reserve for stone is low. And everybody just piles into one house. That's awesome. Or two houses. Yeah. Everyone kind of shares the load. That's the beauty of the stone houses. It's a little bit warmer. They have some wood. They have some food. They will work through the winter. It is okay. I shouldn't lose anybody. I hope. Those gatherers should be doing their thing. It might be a rough one. The laborers are probably having to travel way too far at this point. So let me just go ahead and pause this here and see if... See what I have left queued up over here for nothing. So you shouldn't be wandering over here. You don't really have anything. Okay. So we need to collect the stone. So that you guys can build your house. Because 9 of you apparently are homeless. So that might be a problem, and you might start freezing. Unless you do... Yeah, they're gathering stone. That's okay. Apparently it is 0, so that's not that cold. We got to get a hold of the food situation. But I think we will be okay. I do want to make sure how much do I have left queued up. Because I do need one more, but I purposely did not build that. You guys might think I forgot, but I didn't. I'm going to build one of those out here to start the housing for the gatherers, the foresters, and the hunters, which will eventually be making their way out here. So we're going to do one more stone house. I don't want to go too far or destroy too much here. So I think we're going to stick on the forester side, because then he will at least replant in any kind of areas that we don't abuse too much of. So clearing out the stones and irons will do him a favor, and he'll be able to plant some beautiful trees around us and all that good stuff. So the road goes this way, so we will put him right there. Why not? That should be good. And we'll kind of move maybe towards the mountain, because we might get a mine up there and then have some more houses up north. So we'll put that down. I'm going to just pause it till I get some more stone, because as the kind game has told us, we are low again on stone. And you'll be seeing that a lot if you do go a bit riskier route and try to get everybody those nice warm houses to begin with. The only kind of issue you run into is you can't actually boot them out of the house. Once they are old, and yeah, you basically just more or less have to wait for them to die, because you've already upgraded the house as much as you can. So that does kind of pose. There we go, we got the stone, so let's unpause this. We have more builders than we need, but we are going to need a blacksmith, because we have 6 tools left in storage, 12 people that are still, and I have 4 people that are still homeless though. I had more people coming of age. So we might have to do 2 out here, just to make sure that everything is fine. We'll go right there and unpause. Make sure everybody gets a home. Nobody died, so that's good. That's the hardest part, getting through that first year without killing anybody. But we still don't have enough food, so is the cart just not storing anything? Or are we not gathering enough? Because I don't think... That's not too bad. We could probably go at full now and try to get a good stock in there. Once those houses are built, we're going to unpause the storage barn, and then we are going to start working on the blacksmith, which I'm going to pause it for a second, and we'll put them there. I'm not putting down any roads, because then that would just tie up my builders. So, or is it the builders or the laborers? It's one of the two. It ties them up until it's done. So I'd rather get everything else done and then put the roads down, and then make everything else more efficient after that. I'm trying not to make them run too far back and forth right now. We are out of stone again. So the space bar is what I'm using for pause. It will be your best friend, especially when you want to play it on the higher speed. Do I need any iron? No, I think I should be okay with that. That's a bit of a walk. We have some more over here. We do. So we'll go like this. And away you go. And a tornado has touched down in year 2. So we're going to pause the game. Is it not gonna? Okay. And it's over here. So it's probably most likely gonna head straight for all the small stuff that I have built and completely wipe us out in year 2. Which idea if it's going to just go away. I don't want to say anything and have it like just V-line straight for what could be eventually the, you know, town center. And I closed the professional window. Closing windows will sometimes happen. Okay, so nothing seems to have happened from that tornado. I think we got lucky. Oh, I'm at the top of the map. Okay. We got lucky. Okay. So they're going to go check on the gatherer's hut. Probably going to want to get the hunting cabin up right away. But we need to get that stone first. So we will go back to we'll go to 5 times and just kind of see. Make sure that we have the resources. We made it through the first year. I don't think I took it off 10 like I suggested that I should, but I was using the pause. We do have some kids being born, which is great. We're going to want to get a school down quickly so that we don't have too many stupid people to begin with, because the uneducated ones will work a little bit slower. That's just the nature of the game, and there's not much you can do about it. There's actually an achievement to have a whole bunch of uneducated people, but I'm still trying to figure this out, so let's not kill these people. At least that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so you have everything here. How much do you have over here? Okay. I think I'm going to put another stockpile. These are great. They don't cost you anything. I'll put another stockpile right here. We'll go 6 by 10. You can always take it out afterwards, but at least it will give them a little bit shorter of a distance to maybe take one or the other. 2, depending on where it is I queue up the March of Death. You don't want them going too far to get resources and then getting hungry and not being able to get back home. Currently nobody is homeless. We have some stone, so I'm going to pause it quickly here. And we are almost out of tools, so we will definitely go ahead and build the we'll start it. It's going to use all of our stone, but that's fine. The storage cart is doing okay for now, but we will want to eventually get the storage barn up. And we definitely want to get the hunting cabin as well. So we're going to unpause that so that we can get a tailor, because we're also out of coats right now. So I would like them to expedite the process of definitely building and gathering, but you can only get them to work at their own pace. So we will see how year 2 goes. We're in the middle of the summer. We've already had a tornado. It was pretty uneventful, but we did survive. I think I will go ahead and put a cut in the video right here. If you are liking it, that is awesome. Wonderful. I hope you do. It is kind of like Civilization in the sense that you're basically taking something, a group of people, and you're transforming everything around you into a thriving and surviving Metropolis, although this is going to stay pretty ancient era stuff, just logs, tool, and irons. There is a mod that changes the game drastically, but I don't think I'm ready for that just yet. But if you did like the video, be sure to hit that like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Let me know why. Feel free to leave a comment, both positive and or negative. I do like feedback. Lets me know what you guys are thinking. Anyways, this is Mr. Obviously Insane, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.